Are you ready to talk about your money? Are you ready to talk about a recession in the United States, possibly?
Wow. Yeah, that escalated quickly.
So let's go back to last night.
Yeah.
Because here's the deal. Like, I'm watching Bruce on social media do his thing, right?
Yeah,
I'm watching him do his thing.
I'm active on the Twitter machine.
Yeah. And so I start hearing about all this stuff, too, because of what's happening in Japan. We'll tell you in a second, all that kind of stuff. And Bruce goes on, he goes, I don't remember exactly what it is. It's like,
you want me to say what?
It's not going to be, tomorrow's not going to be good.
Yeah, I said,
right?
I wasn't trying to, I got a bad feeling about Monday.
Yeah.
I did that, last night. I got a bad feeling about Monday. And by the way, that wasn't just economically based.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still concerned about Iran and Israel and the Middle East, which I think
is going to happen.
Somebody's already lit the match. I'm just waiting for it to blow up.
All right. So last night, it's not like everybody's looking and seeing all this stuff, but the Japanese market tanked. It fell 12%. It was the worst day since, it was 1987.
Yeah.
And so when
they called it Black Monday.
Right. When Japan and the market there tanks, ours tanks. And the reason theirs tanked is because of fear globally about the United States economy. Mm-hmm. So Japan, their stock market just totally tanked, right?
Right.
And so we're thinking, okay, hold on a second.
Because it was Monday morning there.
Right. If we're looking at numbers from 1987.
That gets your attention, doesn't it?
It does, because that would mean, and I did the math, we'd lose like 9,000 points on the Dow. Whew. Okay, so that's what some thought was going to happen last night.
They were predicting something similar.
So luckily, I guess, the Dow only dropped 1,034 points today.
Okay, so I should be happy with that?
I think if you were to tell me that was going to be the case last night, I'd take it.
You take it.
I would. So we have to go into why this happened, okay? And we have to take you back to last week. All right, Here's an expert.
Basically, what happened was we have to rewind to last week on Friday when we did get that jobs number showing that the United States added 114,000 jobs in the month of July. That was way below what Wall Street economists had expected. They thought that this U.S. economy would add about 185,000 jobs. Not only did that happen, the unemployment rate did also tick up to 4.3%.
And you and I mentioned that last week briefly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not an economist.
You're playing on the radio, though.
An expert on the stock market.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a little bit about each, right?
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, okay, yeah, the numbers weren't very good last week, but I didn't think that something like this would happen. And now there are points to this. Is it a slowing United States economy, or are we headed towards a recession? And I think the question we have to ask is, what did we see today? Was it panic, or were people just scared? Was it fear? Because fear can do a lot to the stock market.
It'll motivate you to make bad decisions. And to be clear, we live in an interconnected world
No
now.
doubt.
And stock markets all over the world were down in different degrees. Bitcoin was down. Some people see that as a hedge against some of that. Bitcoin was down 14%.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot more than the stock markets were down, around the world. So there is something afoot, I guess might be a nice way to put it. But here's the thing. And Gaydos, tell me, how many times have we heard this? The economy's not the stock market. The stock market's not the economy.
Right. Wall Street is not Main Street.
When the stock market was going up, okay, that didn't mean people were suddenly doing better. If the stock market goes down, does that mean suddenly everyone's doing worse? Do you see what I'm saying?
No, I do see what you're saying. I think we've got to figure out, is there fear and anxiety across working families in the United States? Because
I think there has been for a while, regardless of stock market growth.
Right, but do families think that we are headed to a recession? And my feeling is no. And
Okay.
I'll tell you why.
You have a theory on this?
I'm not panicking today. I didn't like what I saw today. Neither should you. Your 401k went down.
Don't look at it.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna look at it.
But I'm not
You just told me
panicking.
to.
I'm not panicking. I would say this. Okay. The labor report Friday, it still added jobs. Okay? You're still adding jobs. It wasn't as much as everybody said.
It didn't go the other direction.
It didn't go the other direction.
Okay.
I'm
looking at my 401k, by the way.
Don't look.
You don't.
The other thing is, Bruce, you got to look around you. And if you look around you, sometimes it's just the eye test. Are planes full?
Oof. Sorry.
Yeah. Are planes full?
Planes are full.
Okay. Are restaurants full?
Can't get a table.
Did kids, go with their mom and dad shopping for back-to-school sales?
Yeah.
Yes. What do you see?
I went to the Costco.
You
There
did.
are lines down the
right.
aisles. I can't even self-checkout at Costco.
I'm looking around. Homes are being built all over the
A
valley.
lot of construction.
Uh-huh.
I see from data centers to chip factories to apartment buildings to homes.
Right. So again, in that kind of, in that kind of, makes me think, are we really headed towards a recession if we're building all these homes? Are we really heading toward a recession when people, are you cutting back? Like, I'll ask this. I always ask this question when the Dow craps.
Okay.
You going to change your life tonight, Bruce?
No.
Because if you are going to change the way you live, you're worried. You're worried you're going to lose your job. You're worried where your next paycheck could come from. And I don't think that's happening right now. Are you going to not go to the Starbucks tomorrow because of what happened today? Are you not going to take your family out to dinner tonight because of what happened today?
So here's a question.
It's a way that it's changing the way you live because you see something like this, and I don't think people are going to change.
So what would be the trigger? Let's say we wake up tomorrow.
Yeah. We could have another bad day.
That's my point.
Really be bad.
Like, is there a number? What is that mental barrier that people have to get to for them to go, oof,
no number.
Cancel the dinner plans?
I don't think there's a number. I don't really know if there's a number. I think
it's a feeling, though, isn't it?
I think it's a feeling, but I also think it's if you start hearing people lose their jobs, then you react differently.
Okay.
Now, is this a precursor to that? I don't know. We're going to have an economist on who knows a lot more than us at 4:30.
A smarty pants.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I mean, if you think after what happened today, if your life is going to change, if you're going to start cutting back, that's one thing. And I just don't think we're there. I don't know if we're having a slowdown. I don't know if a recession is.
Well,
is
you can
coming.
only tell it was a recession afterwards. Remember, like how they
For
judge a
numbers
recession. A recession has to be so many quarters of decline. So you don't know you're in a recession until after you've been in the recession. Yeah. I guess is a nice way to put it.
Yeah. Are you changing your retirement plans today? Are you starting to rethink your life? See, I don't think we're there.
Yeah, no, I think that's solid. I would agree with that.
So panic versus fear. I think this is fear.
You can be concerned. I think I don't know if we're at the fear level.
We should be concerned.
We're at the concerned level.
We should be concerned. There's no doubt.
Then we go to fear, and then we go full-blown panic, cats and dogs living together, pandemonium.
Right.
Okay.
But I think the market is still up 2% on the year.
Right.
And really, we're still close to the Dow being at 40,000. I mean, it dropped to 38 something today. I don't have the number. It's not the worst thing in the world. And
well, there's people that are, again, we're going to talk to one of the economists here coming up at 4:30.
Yeah.
ASU professor, okay, who you would think would
He's
understand.
He's going to put it in layman's terms for us.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, please. But looking at what other people are saying is the jobs number from last week and some of these little things should not have been, quote unquote, enough to trigger this kind of a thing.
Right.
And so they said it's probably a combination of things going on. Is that a good way to put it?
Yeah, and is it an overcorrection?
Market corrections, which is a 10% pullback from a high, tend to happen on average about once a year, every 12 months or so. We're overdue. So, put it in that context.
I'll also tell you that August is awful when it comes to the stock market. It
was a good alliteration.
Historically.
Yeah.
It's terrible. So we're probably going to have a rough August.
Okay.
But I can't, well, we should ask our experts.
Save
what
that question.
Is it about August that's always so bad? But why
does August hate money?
It wasn't good today.
No.
We told you why it happened. Do I fear we're heading into recession? I really don't. Not yet. Not yet. But sure, we should be concerned. We should always be concerned if something like this were to happen.
Thanks for watching Outspoken with Bruce and Gaydos. Tap to watch more from KTAR News and click the button in the middle to subscribe.